This teacher essayed multiple of her students until she got pregnant. For a while, Rebecca Joins from the UK was living like her best life. She graduated university, got this really nice apartment with a long-term boyfriend. The two had actually been together since she was 15, and for a while, they had the perfect relationship. Rebecca had also recently gotten her dream job as a high school math teacher, so things were looking really good. But after 9 years of dating her long-term boyfriend, Rebecca became really controlling, possessive, and jealous. She was always accusing her boyfriend of cheating, and after a while, he broke up with her and moved out, which was really devastating for Rebecca. And pretty much right when that happened, the 2020 lockdown started, so classes were moved online and Rebecca was completely alone. But in September of 2021, Rebecca was 27 years old, and that school year started with classes back in school. Rebecca was teaching math to 14 and 15-year-olds, and she's a younger teacher, and I guess some people would find her attractive, and she started getting a lot of attention from her students, these teenage boys. These 14 and 15-year-old boys were constantly flirting with Rebecca, and she was lonely and single, so the 27-year-old Rebecca really liked the attention. But instead of being the responsible teacher, like the adult in this situation, Rebecca really entertained this inappropriate behavior. And there was this one 15-year-old boy in particular that was especially flirty towards Rebecca, and all the victims in this case identities have been protected, so we're just going to refer to him as Boy A. And after only being his teacher for 5 weeks, Rebecca gave Boy A her phone number. That was on October 11th, which was a Monday. The two were constantly flirting through texts. It was really suggestive. And by that Friday, so only 5 days later, 27-year-old Rebecca and 15-year-old Boy A went on their first date. Boy A told his mom that he was going to be spending the night at his friend's house, and him and Rebecca went to the mall for their first date. At the mall, Rebecca bought Boy A 345-pound Gucci belt, which is like $440 in the United States, and buying victims really expensive gifts is a tactic that predators often use. After the mall, Rebecca and Boy A went back to Rebecca's apartment, and on the way, the two of them actually joked about how Boy A wasn't even old enough to drive yet. Like, yuck. Back at the apartment, Rebecca statutory SA'd Boy A multiple times. She actually lied to him and said that she was infertile and couldn't get pregnant, so the two of them didn't use protection. And this is just so wrong and illegal on so many levels. The age of consent is 18. Rebecca is Boy A's teacher. She's only known him for a couple of weeks, and this was Boy A's first time ever. And like teenage boys do, over that weekend, Boy A told all of his friends about what he did with Miss Joins. So by Monday, rumors had spread across the entire school, which of course were not rumors, and very quickly, CPS, the police, and the school were all notified. Boy A confessed to everything, and he said it honestly made him really, really uncomfortable, but he was trying to act like he was cool and mature, but he's only 15. Rebecca was arrested. She was suspended as her position as a teacher. She was let out on bail pending an investigation and a trial with the condition that she was not allowed to have any contact with anyone under the age of 18. Unfortunately, Boy A is not the only victim in this case. So now we have to talk about Boy B. Boy B was another 15-year-old boy in Rebecca's math class, and before being arrested, Rebecca added Boy B on Snap. And while she was out on bail for the same crime, Rebecca was sending flirty and suggestive messages to Boy B as well as inappropriate photos. And by the beginning of November, Rebecca invited Boy B over to her apartment for the first time. This is her second victim in less than 1 month, and she's already gotten caught once. First time that Boy B came over, Rebecca did assault him, but they didn't go all the way because Rebecca wanted to wait until Boy B turned 16, which was only a couple weeks away, but like that would make it any better. And as soon as he turned 16, Rebecca statutory SA'd Boy B, and this was also his first time ever. And the two would then be in a relationship for over a year. Just like with her ex-boyfriend, Rebecca became super obsessive and controlling and possessive and jealous over Boy B. She wanted all of his passwords. She would always go through his phone. She would make Boy B FaceTime her to prove that he wasn't with other girls. She also wanted Boy B's location, and if he wouldn't text her back fast enough, Rebecca would just show up to wherever he was. So now she's stalking this teenage boy. And when Boy B tried to break up with Rebecca, she threatened to unalive herself, which is like another tactic that abusers and manipulators use. But Rebecca is 28 years old now. She's almost 30, and this this is what she's doing to a teenager. And then in March of 2023, Rebecca had been abusing Boy B for 18 months. She told him to come over to her apartment because she had a surprise for him. When he came over, she had a scavenger hunt set up for him all throughout her apartment, which ended with Boy B finding a baby onesie that said, "I love you, daddy" on it. And this is so confusing because did she forget that he's a teenage boy? Like, this is something you would do if you and your husband had been trying for a baby for a while. And also, Rebecca had also told Boy B that she was infertile and couldn't get pregnant, which obviously wasn't true, but then they never used any protection. It's like this was something she planned so she could trap this teenage boy. But luckily, I think this was enough for Boy B to realize that he was so over his head that he went home and he told his parents everything, which I'm sure was really, really difficult for him to do. I mean, he's a teenage boy. He has to say that he's been sleeping with his adult teacher and now he's gotten her pregnant. So I really, really applaud his bravery for feeling like he can go to his parents. But Rebecca was arrested again. And in January of 2024, she gave birth in prison to Boy B's baby, and Boy B and his family have full custody of that baby. Rebecca's trial began in May of 2024, and she really tried to act like she was the victim. Every single day into court, she would bring this like little baby hat. You can see in this photo, she has it tucked into her pants for some reason. And sadly, some people don't see men as victims, especially of SA, even if they're teenagers. So the prosecution asked the jury to imagine how they would feel if this was a male adult teacher on trial and he had SA'd two 15-year-old girls and had gotten one of them pregnant, because there is no difference. Rebecca was found guilty on all charges, but sadly, she was only sentenced to 6.5 years in prison, meaning she'll get out of prison by the time she's in her mid-30s. And I truly think that Rebecca is a dangerous predator and will likely reoffend. And also, when Rebecca is released from prison, she will get visitation of Boy B's baby, which I don't agree with at all. I definitely think if she was a man and the roles were reversed, that would not be the case. But luckily, when Rebecca is released from prison, she will be on the registered SA offender list for the rest of her life. And if you watched to end this video, thank you so much. It would mean so much to me if you share this video. I don't want Rebecca to get out of prison thinking that she can just live her life as normal. I want as many people as possible to know this monster's face.